Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 with two of the best, if not the best players in the world. They're on the short list. Let me first introduce you. Completely surprising and out of character, sending two SCVs across the map. It's Maru. And in the bottom left, the world champion. The last champion of WCS, but looking to move into Dreamhack Masters and ESL Pro Tour strongly. The Zerg, overwhelming all. Dragon, Phoenix, Gaming's Dark. Feels like it's just part of the team name. This is the Dreamhack Masters GSL play-in. The top four, the semi-finalists of the GSL, not the top 1 and 2, play off, or the round of 8 rather. Dark defeated Maru. That's not accurate. Maru defeated Dark, just barely, in that matchup. But neither of them made it to the finals because of parting. Now I'm getting all my history wrong. Anyways, Maru's proxy rexing because Maru doesn't like us sitting here, not talking about nothing, saying boring things about things entirely unrelated to StarCraft, take completely unneeded jabs at Tastosis, am I right?
Who does that?
But Dark has not scouted this proxy rex. Of course, we're going to open things up strong. Eternal Empire, the macro map, the long-term defensive map. Unless you got two SCVs about to build bunkers in your base. And I want to mix in a little bit more of this. First-person camera, we're going to watch Dark's response. In come the first SCVs. Now the bunkers there, he pulled all the drones to start. This wasn't a pull at first. He's mineral walking through, gets a little bit of a surround on the Marines, catches two of them. Great drone micro. A little bit of a weird thing to say, but he's using the mineral walk in order to shift through, and he gets the SCV. He's just slapping down these Marines. It's only a 2-rex, so the gamble here is if this is a 3-rex, the Marines come, like they build so quickly that you're at risk of losing a whole lot of drones. But so far, he's kind of shut this down, and Maru has not been able to get any sort of foot. The queen comes out. Brenda says, "Get the hell off my lawn. I've had enough." And Dark defended that with flying colors. And more importantly, drones. That he has an overlord on the other side. I'll go back to the everyone cam. He knows that the expansion just started. Dark is in a great position. Like, just holding on to the hatch is good. He only lost how many drones? He lost 3. Total, which is completely acceptable. You're up against a proxy 2-rexer, and Maru, of course, he's been in this scenario before. It didn't go great. It could have gone a lot better, but honestly, this is not great for Maru. For a moment, for a little bit, I thought, okay, maybe, but actually, this is a lot worse than usual. Usually, at least you kill some drones, maybe you get a queen, you have enough Marines to keep them contained. Here, Maru has to tuck his Marines' tails between their legs, which hopefully they don't have, because maybe the Zerg got to him first. But expanding this late, he's ceding near entire map control to Dark, which is not really something you want to do. I guess blocking a base with a barracks is something. Oh yeah, Maru. Just go battle cruiser. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just go battle cruiser. This is he can slow down the base, and he has another barracks, so now I can use to rebuild it. So. Gonna use that to scout. You do have to take risks in this scenario. Like you find yourself. Oh, it is a best of 5. Jimmy, we got like from the start. Now, yes, I know. Like, at least half of people don't know the series score, and the best of it has been in every cast since many years now, in between the names on the bottom left. I know most people don't know that. But we're going to do it anyways, so that way when they finally realize right now, like and subscribe, they can be like, wow, I finally learned something for the first time ever. Third command center on the way. He's going to use the battle cruiser as the big laser bathtub to draw all the attention. Dark at 41 drones, a layer, and counting. That Zergling blended in. Honestly, Dark's drone count is a little lower than I thought it would be. I thought he did a great job of defending. The battlecruiser is not scouted, but already spores are being built. Just right now, Dark is kind of in the middle of the road, trying to figure out which direction he needs to go, and he doesn't have Overlord speed, so he's just hedging his bets, building queens and spores, and let's hope, for his sake, the battlecruiser doesn't make it will do too much damage. Ideally, he kills it, but with only a single spore in each base, it's unlikely. A Spire on the way. Now, I don't think this Spire is necessarily a reaction to or preempting a battlecruiser. Mutas in general, and if it happens to be a battlecruiser, Corruptors. Oh, there's the jump. Straight into the main. Stop interrupting me, Maru. Let's go to the Maru cam as he executes this. Battlecruiser going to work. Targeting down drones. Finds 4 or 5 thus far. Looking for an opportunity. He's going into bio after this as well. Like a lot of the time when you go for the battlecruiser, he lines it up, but Dark responds. So far, the battlecruiser finds 8 kills. There's just enough queens. That thing. And queens. They nerfed Brenda's knitting needles. Queens have 1 less anti-air range. Which means this battlecruiser can just... Now that's a... Wow, how many queens? He's got 7 queens. And they're all here. It's a whole... It's a queen moot. The Overlords will survive, but only with some strategic transfusions. Now... So where does that leave us? Is the question. How much does Dark know? Dark is building mutas, not corruptors. Mutas, which I think means... especially since... Maru sacrificed those Hellions and only had 4 of them. I think Dark is reading into this that it's going to be bio. And he's reading correctly. He learned to read a long time ago. It is going to be a bio build. And now this Zergling nibbling on the heels of the Marine is going to confirm it. A couple Evo chambers on the way. So Maru, as Maru does, like every time I see Maru like fail a 2-Rex, I'm like, well, finally Maru got backhanded across the face. So hard, he'll stop 2-Rexing so much. And then he comes out with a beautiful transition and is in a pretty decent position to continue this game into the mid-game with better upgrades. So while he's still a little bit behind economically, the upgrades are a big part of playing bio against Mutilating. And he's on top of them and ahead. So... The battlecruiser is still intact as kind of a zone defense. Those Marines stim twice. Don't do drugs, kids. The tanks, he's picking off Marine. Oh, he lost a Muta. Muta's infinitely more valuable than Marines. Don't tell Marines I said that. One about to finish. Armory finishing up as well. He can start his 2-2. There's about a minute, a little bit over a minute of a gap in upgrades here. And Maru staying near even on supply, and he's got his production up. He's at 5 racks. Like, that's why he's the best. Is there a better Terran right now? Well, TY. But when it comes to Marine tank, I think Maru is the king. And let's watch him execute. Going to the Maru cam here. The Maru action cam. If you're lucky to be able to tell what's going on. He jumps away. Going in. Battlecruiser survived. Right on top of the 4th while the battlecruiser was drawing the mutas away. Clears out the creep. Gonna back off now, realizing my work here is done. He probably has enough. I shut down the Rich Vespine Geyser. I don't want to take the risk on more. We're gonna go over to the Dark Cam. Intercepts the medevacs and takes down 2. That's a nice pickup. Definitely balances out the slightly delayed Rich Vespine. He's building 2 macro hatches in the main. He knows Muta, Lings, and Blings, plenty of larva. They're a resource too, and you have to manage it well, and he does it better than almost anyone. Right now, Dark chilling at only 400 APM, both players, but I'm sure we're going to be reaching Rainer levels soon. Well, nobody reaches Rainer levels. That is nearly impossible. That's why only Rainer can. But, close. 600 APM is a little out of the question. Meanwhile, the Muta's looking for an opportunity. That's why Mutas are they're a dangerous tool, but they're a strong tool. If you're able to manage the Mutas and everything else, creep spread, larva inject, Zergling counterattacks, continuing any other sort of macro, dealing with counter harassment, and continually micro the Mutas, it's a dangerous dance. The battlecruiser jumps away. Dark setting up. Hive has begun. He's got his 2-2 started. Maru's 2-2 was not on pole. He looked away. 2-3 Mutas. Pay the price. But Dark is maxed out. See how he executes this attack. Goes back in time. Going for the rocks here, but a Thor strongly discourages him. Burrow's on the way. It's 84 to 81 workers, a high economy situation. Just keeping vision. You see, as soon as he moves a little bit out of the way so he doesn't have vision of that area, boom, moves a Ling there. No select army hotkey for Dark. He doesn't need crutches when he's sprinting this fast. Oh, battlecruiser shows up. It's obvious Maru's taking a fourth. This all started with Dark, in my opinion, countering the 2 racks about as hard as you could without actually stopping the barracks from building. But Maru has brought himself to this. Honestly, at this point, Dark, I think the only way you can really see that Dark has been a little bit ahead is the creep spread and just the bases. He's had map control for a while, but Maru's fighting back against that. All right. Is he gonna try? He actually cancels and restarts the base. He's not that committed. Maru tried to target it at the last second there. Ultralisk Cavern. All of it. He just got everything for Hive there. Adrenal glands. Cracklings. Why are they called cracklings? Because in Brood War, they're like, wow, they attack so fast, like they're on crack. And that's the kind of deep commentary we had in the Brood War. Battlecruiser still alive, by the way. A constant annoyance, drawing the Mutas away. The Battlecruiser. Oh, come on, Maru. That's just offensive. Going back to everyone can. Oh my god, the creep tumors. But no creep tumors on the right side, and that's where Maru drops. Making his way through. Making my way downtown. Killing drones. Dodging spores like a champion. The Mutas will chase him all the way back, but that opens up the map. We're going to the Maru cam. Oh my god, Maru, calm down! Jesus. No, you're like, what? Did you, like, screw something up? No, that's just Maru's camera. He's got Rack City in his main. I have no idea how many barracks are there. Several. Burrowing the mines. +3/+3 everything. So I guess we ended up playing that macro game I was talking about at the start. Meanwhile, Muta's making their way back. Targeting down some changelings. Muta's finding an opportunity to move in. But Dark is on the other side. Maru's not looking. Maru's not looking! The Banelings blasting through. Oh, God. Oh, the Depots held the line a lot longer than they ever deserved to. Did he notice? We know that Dark has Burrow done, but did Maru notice? Did Maru notice? Are there any burrowed Banes? They're finding more opportunities. 25 SCVs have gone down. There's been a full-fledged attack on every front. Dark is pulling him apart right now. There's still some burrowed Lings. I'm not sure if there are burrowed Banes anywhere. He lost 31 SCVs, which for a short time, this will give Maru the opportunity to have a massive army. 123 army supply and counting, but 53 more Banelings from Dark. With Tower Defend Zerg. He's getting ultra speed. He's getting so many Banelings! We're going, like, we might be reaching triple digits by the end of this. He had so many Banelings, he walled off that ramp. More Banelings in towards the natural. He's looking away, because there's so much to keep track of. Maru tries to split. The rocks go down nearly incidentally. More at the 5th, at the 4th. They both go down! Double kill! Banelings to spare! Actually not, because Dark now rebuilds Ultralists. Rebuilds into Ultras, rather. Dark is hammering him. And the chickens are coming home to roost. If the chickens are banelings and they've been roosting ever since the 2 racks, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know much about roosting chickens. But another turret goes down. These SCVs vulnerable. The mutas have wreaked so much havoc. Maru's scrambling back and forth like a diamond player. It's just he's up against Dark, and it's almost impossible to stop him when he gets this much momentum. What I think is going to happen is Maru is going to stabilize. He's going to have everything finally locked down back together. He'll deal with the mutas. He'll shut down the counterattacks, and that's where Big Daddy Ultra shows up. Maru is walking onto the creep. He's had enough. He can't take any more, literally or figuratively. The Ultra's here. How many of them, though? 6 of them. He only spots 1 for now. The Muta's still cutting off any form of reinforcements, denying any opportunity. But, oh, Dark is prepared. Here comes Maru, but the knitting crew ready to sew those Ultras back together in any engagement. The queens, the banelings don't care. The transfuses, the hero is chopping through. Maru never had a dream. The game might have been 16 minutes long, but honestly, it felt like it might have ended around the 3-minute mark. Dark with a dominating performance in Game 1. Good start. Maru doing great with what little he had. But it wasn't so much in the supply or even in the early pressure. It was that Maru constantly had to work around the edges. When your tech is delayed against a Zerg, thank you, Jimmy. You have to gamble a little bit on everything. Like the battle cruiser did okay, but that only just kept him going. That didn't get him ahead. Like in an even money game, I think a battle cruiser and Hellions doing that much gets you a bit of a lead. But that just kept Maru going to get his 3rd. And since we were on such a macro map, which is a very general way for saying like literally large and defensible, any map that has a 3rd base on a high ground platform with such a long rush distance, that's a macro map. Now we're on submarine. This is not a macro map. This has the shortest rush distance between bases that we've of any map in the pool for one, and just we've seen in a while. We've had some kind of gimmicky, almost meme maps in the past, but this is a standard layout. It's just small. It's just a small map. The sheer amount of time to just saunter across with your Marines is significantly... It's almost like half. I don't know the numbers. I should probably know the numbers to pretend I have facts. But I'm going to say it's like half the rush distance of Eternal Empire. And of course, I'm still mad that we have an underwater map. It's called Submarine, right? But we don't have the reverse gravity or whatever with bodies floating into the air like Abyssal Reef. Feels like a missed opportunity there. No proxy this time. Looks like we're going to have a good old-fashioned macro game, if you would. Hatch first against 1 Rax Expand. Now, this is my moment of try not to zone out when the Reaper is microing against the first Zerglings, because I almost like mentally look away. It's like, all right, the Reaper's gonna micro a little bit. Oh, he killed a Zergling. Oh, wow. Whoa. Crazy. Oh, he's going for the drone. So greedy. Dark goes with an inject first. He actually... Okay, so this is interesting. The meta of what you use your first queen energy on is interesting. Dark injected with the queen at the natural, but he used a creep tumor with the queen from the main. which is a interesting situation. I haven't seen quite that before. Because, of course, queens start with 25 energy. You got to make a decision on it. I like how we just put caution. Like, Reapers can jump here. Watch out. It's almost mandatory on maps now. Some form of, yo, like, we tried to tell you. Roach Warren? Yeah. Okay, this is an all-in. It's like, No. This is, you gonna try to go battlecruiser, my friend? Well, if he does try to go battlecruiser, he dies. With 3 gas, Roach probably Ravager all in. If he opens up with a Banshee, it's a Viking first. This is one of those high economy Roach plays. 38 or so drones. Yes, I'm just gonna say whatever number Dark has. But you don't get 3 gases without committing to something. Not this early. Those could have been more drones mining minerals. There are 3 roaches on the way. Now, Dark's a little supply blocked here. Will he build more? Yeah. Okay, here we go. All aboard. That's a little awkward. Maru kind of just pokes into the third like, wait a second, are those? And scrambles back. Bunker's on the way. Tank is halfway done. Maru has about as much time as you could ask for to deal with this. While the rush distance is small, he has a whole minute or so to prepare. The tank is already done. Unfortunately, Maru! He built like a wall of buildings. The tank has to take the scenic route all the way around the building court in order to get there, which is unfortunate. But he's already out in front. He has stim for his marines. This was a... So, Dark is going up against a brick wall right now. Maru was doing a quick tank push build, which is about as good as you can get to counter a Ravager Ling attack. Yes, there's a lot of Ravagers. The tank will be targeted. But at the end of the day, Maru will be surviving. This is a... Are you going battlecruiser or 3cc? Well, I might be able to just kill you. It's a big commitment. Dark's at only 40 drones. He's starting to build some more now. He hasn't given up hope quite yet. But I'm sure with that tank... the engineering bay. +1 is very important. It's not game-changing, but... He really wants that upgrade. Okay, so the Lings get close. A wave of corrosive bow. The Rock's taking a volley. But it feels like Dark is starting to fizzle out here with this attack. He has to keep the pressure on. He has to use the Ravagers while he can. Because at some point, like when Medivacs come out, it gets a lot harder to pull this one off. He's building... He just started the lair. Oh, no. Well, let's go to the Maru camp. So, unfortunate, Dark gambled, and sometimes when you gamble, by definition, you lose. Maru was going for a quick tank push, which, not a bad build on this map either. Dark still got some damage done, but not enough, I think, to justify it. And now the Medivacs are already in his main. The lair, Maru's going to be happy to see that the lair isn't even done. No threat of mutas or anything along those lines. The Queen's trying to target things down. He picks up, he gets out. No spawning pool for you. Easy pickings there. The reason a lot of players will build a spawning pool there is for that, by the way. If that spawning pool wasn't there, Maru would probably be killing drones or queens. But the spawning pool gives you a little bit of advance warning and makes a relatively easy... Rebuild your spawning pool, Dark! He's not building a spawning pool. Dark. Uh-oh. Well, there's a lot of pressure right now. Wait, did he already build a new one? No. Okay. And the tank push from this location. The Ravager's on the low ground. He's stuck building roaches, which Maru... Oh my god. Maybe underestimating the amount of time it took to get back up that ramp. He's just microing it out of the biles. Just doing about as little as he can while trying to draw in tank shots. He's got +1 done. He put a lot of effort into protecting that engineering bay. Maru's got his third up. Armory starts. A little on the later side, but whittling down the creep, making it that much harder. There's not even roach speed yet. That's a lot of Ravagers, but the tanks are in a nasty location. He's caught between literally a rock and a hard place, Dark. He can't go up that ramp reliably. But Maru gonna pull back as he starts to realize the Roach Ravager. Maybe a little bit too much. Building a forward turret. I don't know if that's for, well, some players. So here's what I've seen in the past. You rally to the turret. Why do you rally there with all your units? Not because it's some sort of, like, ritual or religious symbol. No. You know what happens to a rally point when if you rally to a building and that building is destroyed? It gets reset. It gets eliminated. So that means if there's some sort of counterattack, that turret dies. Well then, the units will not rally into an army. Instead, they will just pop out of the barracks and factories in the main, decreasing their likelihood of just dying for no reason while Maru's microing on the other side. Oh, nice. Ravager location. Dark is maxed out. Like, he built a whole lot of roaches and Ravagers. And, oh, on paper, it looks like Maru's in a tough spot. But this is a brute force brick army. Nidus, dangerous. Maru just needs to hold the defense against this. The closer he gets to the 200 supply, the easier it gets, because his army is just better. The only advantage Dark potentially has is brute force. Oh, takes down the changeling as well.
Additional supply depots required.
Oh, Ravager's popping things out. There's not that many. 2-2 is halfway done. The corrosive bile finding some connection. He just stims right through. Looking for an opportunity. Splits a little. Splits back. Trying to maximize the damage of units without taking any corrosive biles. Stimming. Splitting. The warp gate-like reinforcements. But Maru tearing through everything at the front. And he rips it to shreds. And the cost efficiency of Marine tank there. The supply lies. It truly does. Maru says to get off my lawn. 1-1. And I don't think either game, like, Maru tried his 2 racks in game 1. Okay. And then game 2, Dark tried his all-in. Didn't work out. So far, while the early, not really, I guess 2 racks is a cheese, but the early attacks getting shut down. And not immediately leading to the end of the game, but definitely playing a big part in victory. Alright. Remember, this is a best of 5 to determine who gets into Dreamhack Masters. The ESL Pro Tour and Dreamhack Masters a little adjusted because a Defiler class cast Plague on the world at the beginning of the year. And we've been recovering from it ever since. So the major tournaments will be held online. And this is the GSL play-in, where the losers of GSL, a.k.a. pretty much not TY and then TY and Cure, sorry. The round of 8 playoff in order to see who makes it. Dark is looking for proxy racks, as I don't think we've seen the last of the proxy racks in this series. It is no longer the year of Maru and weak Terrans building buildings in their main. That was quite a year where it was... I don't know the actual final statistic, but I'm pretty sure Maru built less buildings, like of his first 3 buildings, in his main base than he did out of them. That was the year when he won 4 GSLs in a row as well. I remember him speedrunning Zest twice. Like, he beat Zest 4-0, spoilers by the way, in a finals with a total of like 36 minutes of game time. And then he did it again in like 32 minutes the next season, which was like a little sad, but also impressive, but mostly sad. Like when someone like in divorce court when you're dividing up your Beanie Babies in 2020, it's like, well, that's an impressive collection of Beanie Babies you have there. I mean, they are Beanie Babies, but impressive. I guess in this case, Zest is the Beanie Baby. For you Zoomers out there, Google it. Does the Reaper kill a Ling? Not this time. The Queen gets bounced around a little bit. Third CC, Maru the Greed! Though, I think as this series has gone on, we've settled down a little. 3 CCs, like... If you scout it early enough, you can maybe tailor... Like, this would be the time to be doing a Roach or a Ravager Ling all-in. But, of course, you have to scout it first. And I've seen... Honestly, every time recently, and on paper, Overlord speed... Oh yeah, let's get some Overlord speed. It's the way to go. But every time I've seen someone go Overlord speed... it hasn't ended up mattering. I guess it's selection bias, but... I guess that extra 25 minerals and 25 gas that was added back to Overlord speed after the 6 months of it being on a discount really made all the difference. Is this a Roach all-in? He's building a Roach horn. He's got 2 gases. He's building a... Doesn't feel like a Roach all-in. Doesn't smell like a Roach all-in. Maybe a fake, a faux Roach all-in. With an X, by the way. Maybe multiple X's. Like those that collect Beanie Babies. Like, build just enough roaches for Maru to think it's a Roach all-in, and then drone and build a lair. Let us see if I smell it correctly on the air of the build. 4 roaches on the way. 5 drones. Oh, the roach is pretending to run in a sneaky manner. Maru scrambling back. He's like, oh, is it coming again? A bunker? Smells like a fake. But Maru can't know that. He does have a Banshee, though. A Banshee is an even more direct counter than a Siege Tank, because you're unlikely to lose a Banshee to Ravagers unless you're me on the ladder. But me on the ladder is just... Moving on. The roaches retreat. I think Maru's starting to realize... Okay. He doesn't even build the bunker. He started the bunker and then he canceled it. He knows. But Dark is up to 60 drones now. And counting. He's got his lair already done. Starts the Spire. Banshee was spotted. That's a lot of Hellions for someone going bio. But he is going bio. Is there a scan? This map has a little bit of an odd pathing. Because there's a set of rocks on the main, like, center attack path. Death Valley, as it is known by me, as I made it up right now. I don't actually think I've seen anyone take down those rocks before we're, like, at the 20-minute mark. Because they're in a vision blocker, so you can't even target them without getting right next to them, so. Oh, accidental creep tumor kill? No. The Overseer will spot the bio. And unfortunately for Dark, I want to go to the Dark action cam here. That's not Dark. Dark is like, oh no, it is bio. Wait, what do you do different then? Does he just go to Ling Bane? Or is he just going to leverage these roaches anyways? He doesn't have Evo chambers. Where are your Evo chambers? What are we going to go, Sky Zerg? No. I need people. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you do it. Don't you build those Evos at the 3rd. That's almost as bad as building forges on the edge of your main against Terran as well. I don't know which one Ryan's about. Like, I've seen more of the Protoss players losing their forges 4 times in their main, and you can't unpower Evo chambers by killing a single pylon. But if those Evo chambers die halfway through 2-2, don't tell me I didn't warn you, Dark. I'm just saying. Are you talking down to the world champion, Winter? No, I'm just offering my unsolicited advice. I've learned this from Twitch chat. People love that. People love that. Especially people better at the game than me. Alright, Maru. Let's see what you got. We're going to the Maru cam. Or not. I didn't actually have it on the cam. Going with the tank push. Right up the center. And by right up the center, I mean off to the side. Opening up opportunities, though. The Banshees are back at home. Potentially dealing with a counterattack. Stimming forward. 4th phase pressure coming down. Dark doesn't have that much to deal with it. The Muta's... What? The Muta's just doing a run through of the main. Fly through, I guess. The tanks are sieged up in a pretty nasty location. The Marines stand their ground. Maru retargets onto the Banelings. Holding his ground. Terran through. Oh, Dark bamboozled. Dark tried to fake the roaches and baited himself into building them. Dark is... Oh, my... Never mind. He's not going to lose his Evos. He's just going to lose the game. It's over. Like, you do not recover from that. He lost his 4th. He has worse upgrades. His Mutas did nothing, and now they're dead. Dark is... Okay, he might live for a few more moments. Maru just slaps him across the face. Dark tried to get... I think Dark saw the Banshees. He's like, aha! I'm ready for mech. You fool, Dark. You fool. It's Maru. He's gonna micro Marines. Come on. I need to find some information here. Okay. Oh, good to know. Jimmy says, and now that we found said information, it's time for a quick advertisement. Thank you. If you guys can pause ad block or not skip through on YouTube, that'd be awesome. Be right back. Just one moment. Hey everybody, I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you all about the ESL Pro Tour and Dreamhack Masters. Did you know Dreamhack Masters is part of the Starcraft 2 professional circuit for the next, not 1, not 2, but 3 years? Dreamhack Masters is going to be held July 16th to July 19th on your computer, or your smart refrigerator, or whatever next level streaming device you choose to use that also runs Twitch. Or, if you wait long enough, just has myself and Loco competing to see who can cast the most clickbait replays first. Like and subscribe. But July 16th to 19th, you can find all the people, including whoever qualifies from this GSL play-in match, competing to become the Dreamhack Master. I assume they're going to mail them the trophy, so that way they can take the trophy and then upload dozens of photos of them kissing it, as is appropriate. Just clean it off first. But make sure to check that out. The qualifiers are still going on, unless you're watching this in 2024, because you're like, wow, Winter used to suck at casting, but now he's a total genius. It only took him 15 years. Well, leave a comment. But yeah. Oh, by the way, completely unrelated. If you have Amazon Prime, you can connect it with Twitch and get Twitch Prime and subscribe on Twitch for free, and I get more money. You might be like, I don't even watch Twitch, Winter, and to that I say, good for you. I like to watch YouTube videos all day. It's like, whatever floats your particular boat, my buoyant friend. But make sure to subscribe, because then I will get more money. Or like and ring the bell and Okay, thank you. Jimmy. God damn it. All right, game 4. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know ads are loud and annoying. But Maru is on match point after a dominant dunk on Dark in that last match. Oh, we're doing the intro bit. And the world champion, Dark! In case you can't read. Yes, the same Dark from the last 3 games. Okay. Maru's building a barracks in his base. What is he up to? We're on Golden Wall, by the way. Which I think Golden Wall at first became the instant veto map for everyone because it's weird. It's a weird map. It's got these gold bases, it's got all these mineral walls, but I think it's become one of the first maps who really does having different mechanics well. I will say, Golden Wall has made for some of the most entertaining games in the last few months. Just because it's not so weird that there's entirely different strategies, but you see different tactics used, especially when Terran is involved. And by that I mean mostly tank pushes over mineral walls and Hellion drops and other things that Protoss and Zerg hate, but that's okay by me. This bunker, that's bait. That bunker is, where are the barracks? No. Oh my god. Dark? He nibbled on the bait. That was not... that bunker's coming at a time oh, I could be a proxy Rex. He's not. But I could. Dark with a later gas, which means quick third. But will he get it before the Reaper gets there? Yep, he will. For a while, when Golden Wall first came into the map pool, people were taking the underworld natural, just mine through early on, and now it's kind of become exclusive to Terrans in the earlier game, because their buildings can fly, which, it's kind of bullshit, but... Will the Reaper kill a Ling? No. Both players have cancelled buildings, thus resulting in a slight amount of minerals lost. Another 3cc build. Maru just slapping it into his main. Those Zerglings never saw it coming. Mostly because they don't have eyes. Maru, will we see some map? If there was a map to go mech, it probably wouldn't be this map. It probably would have been Eternal Empire. But if there was a map of the maps remaining, this would be the one. So we will see. I'm smelling a fusion core. Fruity. Surprisingly. I don't see it yet. Maybe my nose deceives me. I mean, metaphorically, but still. Strong notes of citrus with an oaky aftertaste. Which, seems like poor barrel design. It's gonna be you see, it was close. I'm not an expert. It's a Tech Lab Starport tech. But not quite. It was a fake. That's why. Okay. He faked the cloak, as you can just cancel it after the Overlord gets driven out. And we're going straight for Stam. I mean, that's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Dark is entirely aware, but you have to still build the spores, and you have to prepare for Cloak Banshees anyways, unless you come back in and see the tech lab not upgrading. But any Terran worth their salty tears will do that if they know an Overlord's coming in, assuming they have the resources, which is the only reason you wouldn't. Meanwhile, Dark with the Speed Spire here. For someone who went 3 hatchery, this is about as quick as you can possibly get a Spire. He went with the lair. Like, he went lair before Zergling speed, I'm pretty sure. I wasn't paying any attention. I was too busy smelling battle cruisers, which is a weird habit I have. I'm sorry. But does Maru smell the mutas? Will he need to? Okay, so Maru's gonna come in. Let's look at his vision. He sees the lair. He sees the lair, and he sees Zergling speed upgrading, which, you know, is a little suspicious. He only built 4 Hellions, so his Marine push could potentially be well prepared by the time the Mutas could come out. Banshee looking for an opportunity. Baneling Nest is just now on the way. The thing is, if there's not, like, if there's a minimal Marine count without combat shield, you don't really need Banelings, you just need enough Zerglings to cover, because the stim has already done so much damage to him. Maru pushing back the creep. Banshee just doing its thing. Double drop loaded up, but the mutas are about to pop out. He's going to go straight for that Ovi, isn't he? You see, this is the difference. Like, the best Terran players understand that you're not going to be able to sneak by. You have to open up vision on the map. You got to deny the creep. You got to gun down the overlords. You got to build turrets at your third, but that's not really related to what I was talking about. 4 SCVs go down. I don't think he expected mutas quite that quick. He's just going to fight the Marines, loses a muta, but he's just trying to get the critical mass so that way Maru can never actually move out. And oh my god, he's killed some Marines. Now the turrets are coming up, but he's already lost 9 SCVs. This is real damage here. 1-1 will finish. But the fact that the entire medevac army, like the double medevac, had to come back, Maru lost a severe amount of workers. Dark's got a nice worker count himself. And he has Baneling speed on the way. His 1-1 will be significantly later, but Maru was distracted. He didn't start his armory in time. Oh, and it continues. It continues. The barracks are in a precarious position. More SCVs going to die. Dark has lost now just 2 mutas. He's killed 13 workers here. Dark at 84 drones. I say that dramatically because that's a lot of drones to have here. Macro hatch in the main. I wouldn't be surprised to see another macro hatch or just another base in a moment. He's building 10 mutas at a time. Why are you banking so much gas, you noob? But also, wow. Stacking up the mutas. Chopping away at those SCVs. Maru's got to do something. Let's go to the Dark cam. See how he handles this. He's got mutas, lings, banelings. I mean, baby, you got a stew going. There's creep also to the underworld as well. The underpass, the back path over the creep tumors. Muta's looking for an opportunity. He has vision over nearly anywhere that drops could go. The lack of medevacs is very... Where are the medevacs? Where are the medevacs? Where are the medevacs? He found them. But, I think he was looking. But, unfortunately, though, Maru found him first. 1-1 finishing up. Dark. A little bit out of position there with the mutas and now has to scramble just a bit. The muta count is... Now, what we've seen before, having too many mutas is also a liability. When your army becomes almost just mutas, Like we're talking 25 plus, which he's approaching. When over 50 supplies of mutas, the ground army, like the actual fighting units on the ground. Mutas can fight, but only if they have enough cover. That's what becomes dangerous. So we will see. We'll see how Maru handles it here. I'm gonna go to the Maru camp. Another Terran under siege. The mutas, I think he caught a glimpse, and now they're heading towards it. Like, there's no... Is he about to run out of minerals? He can't hold the main. If the mutas get into the main, then Maru has to make a very hard decision. Burrow is done. Oh, no. Wow, the mutas are just chewing through those turrets. Maru, like, he can't really go back. The mutas decide on the third, which is actually a juicier target. Another medevac goes down. 2-2's about to finish. Maru not looking the other way, and Banelings jump on the opportunity. He tries to pick up a few. Dark. A murder of sharks. Waiting for an opportunity. Circling. Waiting for a weak point to lash out and chop off a leg or two. Maru's about as close to maxed out as ever going to get. He has a bigger army supply. But can he survive the onslaught of banelings? This time there aren't going to be ultras, not like earlier. The mutas continue to harass him back at home. A whole group of Lings and Banes to start. He micros back the Marines, trying to target down Banelings as well. Standing his ground. 2-2 is done. A very important part of this. The army supply is huge. They're both scrambling to put more. 98 Zerglings in the production tab. But Maru is pushing. Gonna switch over to Dark's camera. Oh, nope. The muta's moving away. 100 Zerglings! I feel like you should get some sort of achievement. The achievement will be qualifying, I guess. So, plenty of Lings and Banes, but Maru is pushing in. The army supply, the upgrades. Upgrades finishing. 2-2 is seconds away. Dark is pushed back to his hatcheries. Maru's entrenched, but the reinforcements cut off. Maru is isolated. Dark just gonna bring everything. Try to break through. Upgrades +2 about to finish. The Lings coming through. Draw the tank fire. Where are Maru's units? Devastated, obliterated, gone, removed, eviscerated. They're absolutely... Well, there's nothing left. At first you saw them and then you didn't. The Banelings crashed through. The reinforcements cut off. And Maru just did not have enough to stand his ground as the 2-2 Zerglings and Banelings finished up. Dark ties it up. He waited for his moment. And he went for the jugular. No, it's not time yet. Now, the real question. Will there be an SCV on the map as we come back? Jimmy? Jimmy? No. Maru will not proxy Rex to bookend this series. Not this time. What even went wrong last game for Maru? He went 3CC, and I guess he just didn't scout the mutas. That was... At no point did it feel like Maru had anything going for him. I think that the first hit with the mutas knocked the wind out of him, and from there he was kind of trying to recover. But Dark isn't going to let him get back up. Dark will keep hammering the man while he's down. And if he scrambles to his feet for a moment, 100 Zerglings come in, like that when they leave Kerrigan behind. And Maru isn't going to end up becoming the Queen of Blades, I don't think. Just, I want you to imagine Maru. Now imagine Maru undergoing the same transformation as Kerrigan. Or some analog. And now, stop imagining it. I'm uncomfortable. Stop it. Oh, God. And now moving on. Somehow still smiling, though. He's gonna be smiling. Because Maru's default state is at least like a 3/4 smile. Where is Jimmy? Where are my memes? Oh, did the Reaper kill a Zergling? The world is ending. I forgot where my memes went. No memes today. No memes for anyone. I mean, we have this, but that's unrelated. Oh my! Oh, he killed a drone. Oh my God! Oh, it's over. I can't. A drone? Are you insane? My Dark might as well GG. How crazy is that? Why are we watching from the nosebleeds? Does it smell? It's gotta be. Come on, Maru! Give me my battle cruisers! No? The battle cruisers went well, even though we lost that game. I don't know. That's a Roach Warren. That's one. Just one gas. Getting a second. It's looking similar to the Ice and Chrome build. He's gonna... Once again, Maru. This time he's not going for a third CC, but instead building his barracks more quickly. Which is definitely going to work out well for him if Dark ends up doing any sort of roach pressure, which I don't think he is. I think he's going to build like 5 roaches, tops. And then macro out. By macro out, that's like fancy code for saying build some drones. I gotta macro it out from here, you know. Like a professional. Spores on the way. Wow, like... This is going to be a pretty nasty tank timing, especially even if you have a solid drone count. Dark is building... What is he, a laser? Building 7 overlords. That's, not very efficient. It's a match point. I can't believe... Nerves aren't getting... Yeah, that's way too many overlords. Those could have been drones. I'm not saying don't build any overlords, but you don't need to be at 75 out of 122. Dark, maybe, it is match point to qualify for Dreamhack. Okay. But, I mean, this man has won a world championship. He can't get nervous, not from the comfort of his own lair. Or maybe they have a team house. A team lair? Or hive? Whatever. Whatever they're into. I don't judge. This is not shaping up well for Dark. He doesn't know it. Maru's just doing a 2-base timing. Dark is over here. Lair on the way. A couple Ravagers. A couple Evo Chambers. Maru's doing like a TVP build right now. With a 2-base tank timing. A later third. Combat Shields is on the way. Like, he's gonna move out. We're going, right? Where's your second medevac, Maru? Get your second medevac. Pack up. We're moving out. Wait, what? Why aren't we moving out? No? He's gonna play it safe? How dare you? That's disrespectful. He showed the 2 medevacs moving out. And now... Okay. So he's gonna do a different flavor of push. Which, I mean, how is Maru gonna know he's up against a high economy Roach Ravager? We know, just looking at this, the best option would be to just put everything together and move out. But Maru didn't have confirmation until, I think, this moment when he darted into the main. It's like, oh, wow, okay. Dark has, of course, a supply lead, as you might expect, going Roach Ravager. Maru's getting his third up. The Hellions looking for their opportunity. There's only a single Roach over here, just like please don't run by me, it would be rude. How rude! He clutches his pearls. 1, how? 2, how does he have pearls? Both important questions, but he clutches them. And, well, that didn't do much. But the Hellions have kind of passed their expiration date. Once again, Dark going for Roach Ravager. That's a lot of Roach Ravager. So Maru, I was just expecting for Maru to come over and hammer him with the tanks and marines. But now Maru is in kind of a weird spot because there's going to be a power spike here. When the Roach Ravager hits 1-1, it just hit Roach speed. Maru hasn't gotten his third up and running. He doesn't have that kind of production yet. So right now, Maru is attacking into a way bigger army that he, like, we don't see all of it here. Is that off center? It was a bait. I can't tell because the indicators are kind of weird because they're way too large on this. Maru, don't do it. Don't do it. He does it. 4 Marine. Now, that's also the risk of expanding this direction, is because now I'm over here. It's not that hard. 3 Ravagers, or a couple Ravagers, at the third base. As Maru just kind of picks up and gets out. Yeah, you can't really expand that way. A lot of the Roaches and Ravagers headed the other way. A scan, looking for more attack. Doesn't really see anything. He sees the vast majority of this army. Maru's still here, by the way, everyone. The Overlord didn't see it. There's no anti-air built in. Dark is maxed out, which means he has no units coming out. Are we going to base trade? A lot of this army, in small groups, Maru's army works well, but in a huge engagement, he has nearly half the army supply. Well, he has less than half the army supply. Wait, no, that's the same thing. I just said it weird. Okay, but without that many queens, he just targets the Roach Horn, which is kind of the only important building right now for Dark. So we probably should rebuild that. Dark, rebuild the Roach Warren. Dark. He can't hear me. Korea's a long way away, and also this was played weeks ago. Well, Winter Loco already you know Loco wasn't the first one. Okay. The Roaches. He's not rebuilding the Warren. Come on. You have one. Like, he's going to try to build Roaches here soon. He's building a Baneling Nest. I guess this is the ultimate trade out. It really feels like, I'm sorry, like I see Roach Ravager against Maru and I'm like, well, Maru's got this one in the bag. But actually, no. The bag is eluding him at the moment. As while he sniped the Roach Warren, Dark is killing, like he's forcing Maru to lift his third. He's getting an infestation. He's building 3 hatcheries at a time. He still hasn't rebuilt a Roach Warren. He's committed. He's gone clean. Okay? Not a single another Roach will join the production tab. I'm building infestors like it's 2012. Going forward with the Roach Ravager. 2-2, not done for either side. The concussive shells, he'll kite for days. I'm like, he's sworn off Roaches, and I don't blame him after these drops. 15 more drones on the way. This game's gonna get crazy. If a game goes to this stage, what either happens is the Zerg just looks sad, or it gets crazy. And I choose to believe we're gonna get crazy. But first, let's go to the Maru action cam, because it's drop a clock, and he's looking to be tearing through. That was shoehorned. Drop on the left, drop on the right. Well, picks up, gets out on the left side. Kites, maybe targets a little bit. The Ravagers are in front. They're vulnerable. Oh, a volley comes through. Doesn't have enough to fill all 4 medevacs, but he's going to bring some reinforcements. Possibly push through the sensor, finds another base. It's a good thing Dark was building so many hatches, because a couple of them got bopped down. Another drop. Well, another pickup, rather. Of course, another drop. Maybe move through the center, bringing his forces to bear. The tanks, they could siege, but instead dodges away from the corrosive bile. Dark moving back. Remember, the infestors have yet to be revealed. The moment the infestors are shown is the most important one right now. Like, do you use them to try to kill the main army, or do you use them just for defense? There's another drop on the left side. Of course, that's the same one he's been chasing down for a while. Fungal doesn't stun, it just slows, but it's still very dangerous. Dark is struggling to deal with all this, but there is some counterattacks. There is a counterattack for Maru to handle. Okay, Roach is still... like, he hasn't rebuilt the Roach Warren, so these are all the Roaches and Ravagers he just had left over from earlier. He's been trying to get rid of them, but without losing his whole army at once. So, go to the everyone cam here. Dark has a whole lot of Ravager Baneling back at home. He's got 2,000 minerals. Maybe I need to build... Oh, that infestor is everything! He's got the vision! Beautiful Fungals! Alley-oop! As he dunks on the army. But is there enough? Because it's still just Roach Ravager. More Zerglings are coming through. Where are the rest of the infestors? One was on the side, the Bio Army. The first chunk was bitten off. Maru might lose the start of the fight, but the war will continue, and he has Medivacs. Blinding Cloud maybe. Parasitic Bomb. Blinding Cloud doesn't catch the second tank, but the Corrosive Biles do. It's mostly Marauders here. Zerglings coming in, about to have +1 melee completed. Zerglings and Banelings being built. The Ravager's still zoning out a whole lot of the bile. Infestor on the back line, looking for an opportunity. You gotta be careful not to unburrow while the army is the only thing there, because the Infestor will just be popped like a very angry balloon. But oh my god, another round of Corrosive Bile, and suddenly the Medivacs have to pick up and get out. Dark holds on. Does he have a Spire? He does not. Ultraless Cavern builds. Oh my god, what a game 5. So, Dark, using his less than ideal tools, well, besides the Infestors, but the Infestors definitely keeping him going. Maru got into, like, Skrillex album mode with so many ridiculous drops here that at some point he just needs to calm down and figure out something a little more stable. And having units that start with M might be all well and good and be fun to micro, but Liberators, Ghosts, Widow Mines, we're going to expand our horizons. He agrees. Dark, on the other hand, Ultraless. Again, someone who already has this many Marauders. A risky proposition. The Marauders and the Marines are there for moral support. They don't actually do damage to buildings. Don't let people lie to you. Marauders break the knees. Brand. Oh, no. Another Queen, but the Zerglings coming in. He's just targeting the hatch. The Marauders so thick, they just block out all the Zerglings. He picks up. He gets out. Flees the scene of the crime. And Maru's starting to work that later game muscle. He still has, despite all this, despite the fact he's lost those battles, when was the last time he took real damage at home? At all, this game. There's been some Roach counterattacks with minimal effect. Dark needs a Spire. And he needs it yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean 5 minutes ago. Metaphorically yesterday. He sees the Liberators. Build the Spire, Dark. You can't let the Liberators just start working on you. He has no anti-air. Ravagers don't count. And he doesn't even have a Roach Warren, remember. Even if he wanted to build more Ravagers, which he shouldn't. But Maru splitting up again. Oh, beautiful Fungal. Catches a big chunk of the army. Nice splits on that at the very least. But the Liberator's still an issue. Where is the Spire? Another army over to the right side. Maru hitting. Like, whenever the army on its own, like the brunt of the army is strong, Maru splits, divide and conquer. But when the army is weak, he decides to attack directly. Good strategic planning there. Widow Mines helping out. Roaches, Ravagers, and Banelings. Once again, he wins the start of the fight, but the longer it goes on, the better it gets for the Terran army. Dark's starting to run out of resources, and now Maru's the one banking him up. 4 Ultralists are on the way. That is a big investment. They don't even have chitinous plating. Halfway done. Ultralist speed is a long way off. And Maru is getting more and more comfortable with this unit composition. Widow Mines. He's trying to draw him into Maru's army, but already so many taken down. The Lings and Banes cut to pieces. Maru's Marauders and a few Marines will stand tall. Parasitic Bomb, full energy Vipers getting involved. Oh, that's a great Parabomb. Maru not microing back in a very timely manner, but Dark has to deal with the left as well. Ultralists show up to the party. Marauders say, who invited you? Get the hell out of here. Chitinous plating means that they can't actually dispute the activities of those Marauders. They just get pounded to pieces. More Vipers coming up. A fungal from the back! Beautiful combo! The Ultras finally getting their revenge! And detection for the Widowmines, an important point of clearing this up. Suddenly the medevacs are starting to fall. Dark is down to 73 workers. I say down to, I guess, because he has lost 24. But the bases themselves are more important. Another group coming in from Maru loses a medevac. These units might get in, but they're probably not getting out. The Ravagers, what a weird... Ravager Ultralist, Changeling's blocking his own units in. He might be able to target... Oh my god, and that's a chitinous plating Ultra! Oh, I thought he would turn and kill it. Like, Ultra's just popping... The Marauders do so much damage. Why Ultras? Where is the Spire? He doesn't have a Roach Warren. There's barely any anti-air. Oh, Widowmine! Slams a Viper out of the sky. Paying off in dividends. Dark is suddenly at 125 supply. It's not getting better from here. He's been really banking on these Ravagers, which aren't really the most reliable of units. The medevacs are microing back, but while Dark is held, and he's held, and he's held, but the counterattacks haven't been there. Maru has not been pressured at home, and if you can't win the war on the economic, the domestic front, how do you expect... It's not like Maru's going to be like, well, it's too costly to fight over on that side of the map. I guess I'm going to give up. No, this isn't 1943, okay? It's 2020, and Maru is microing better than ever. Ultralists, Infestors, still no Spire, and next to no income compared to Maru right now. This isn't even a planetary, that's his main. Maru has replaced his main base with more barracks, which I think is a pretty good metaphor for this game. He's bringing things around to the left as well. Like, what are you doing? The Ultras aren't going to cut it. Both fronts are struggling. GG. Maru takes it all the way from the proxy racks to the late game with a dominant performance there. And that game, like, dramatic, exciting. But I guess from the Roach Warren getting sniped, it was all Maru and all Dark desperately trying to hold his hands up as Maru came at him from all sides. Might be like, what, like with a bat or something? No, Maru with like he's got a sack of potatoes and just keeps throwing them from all angles. Do you like them boiled, mashed? We got a stew going. Well, congratulations, Maru qualified for Dreamhack Masters. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you to Dreamhack, Wardy, ESL as well for providing those replays so we can see the best of the best and decide who's the best of the rest. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, make a comment. Why do people still build Ultras in 2020? If you have any conspiracy theories, I'd love to hear them. Thank you for watching. Good luck and have fun.